Hey guys, it's 21 Maxwell here, and welcome to a special edition of Maxi Recommends. Today, I'm basically just going to be looking over the SPFL and kind of showing you some players that I think could end up turning decent in Football Manager and could possibly do a turn for you, and could be that player you thought, never thought of him, but he could have decent potential and could lead me to better things. So we're going to start off at Aberdeen, and get the younger players of the Aberdeen side first. Cammy Smith straight away I'd recommend. He's got some good raw attributes there, 13 dribbling, 12 finishing, the heading's good, the long shots is good, decent physicals for 18-year-old. He's a pretty decent AMC. I'd probably reach him to be a striker, but I've seen him turn out good. He'll score a lot of goals, especially in the SPFL, so hopefully he could turn out to be a decent Championship, maybe lower Premier League striker. We've also got Lawrence Shankland, good finishing, good long shots. He is okay technically. I think you need to work on his physicals, but at 18, you know, if you can turn those 8s into 9s into 10s, you know, you've got a decent player eventually. He'll physically come good over age. You know, he's got plenty of time to develop them. I think he could be a decent asset as a striker as well, so a nice wee poacher there. The last one for Aberdeen I'd definitely recommend would be Ryan Jack. He doesn't look that good, but honestly, I've had Ryan Jack in a lot of FM saves over the years. He's been fantastic. Played brilliantly in my 3-5-2 at Rangers a couple of FMs ago. First touch is good, the dribbling's good, he's really good in the midfield, the passing's excellent, his physicals are really good, and mentally, you know what I mean, at 22, that's pretty okay for mental stats, and I think he could easily go on to become a decent Championship player. If not a lower Premier League player, if you just get promoted a couple of seasons in, he may be worth a punt. The other one that, he's maybe not really a youngster anymore, but Peter Pollock's okay. I mean, he's got good physicals, the mentals are okay, just need to work a bit on his technical side, but he's a good natural winger. He'll go at defences and cause him a lot of havoc, and you know he'll definitely make it in the Championship. It's just a case of how good you can get him in a short space of time. So that's pretty much it from the Aberdeen first team. I don't know if there's anyone in the under 20s that really stands out. Not really, not that I'm aware of. I think Scott Wright turns out decent, I've been told, but he's kind of hit and miss depending on your save. You know, the physicals are good. Mentally, I think he'll need to work on, and technically, well, he is only 16, so although they're 10s and 9s and they're black at the moment, as soon as they turn to a 10 or 11, or 11 or 12, sorry, they will become yellow and they'll look a wee bit more promising, so I'd maybe look out for him. Next up, after Aberdeen, we go to Celtic. Celtic will obviously have a lot more potential youngsters. Carl McGregor, straight from the off, I had him last year at Motherwell, he was my best player, he was I think I had him on my team for 13 seasons, my captain for at least 7 of them. He was outstanding, and his stats are even better in this. It's just a case of can you get him from Celtic? So you could crossing, dribbling, finishing, long shots. If you just get him with the right tutor, he could certainly become a high Premier League player. Maybe not world class, but overall he could still be pretty decent, and I'd highly recommend Callum McGregor. Philip Twarzig, again, he's got the technical stats that you want to start with, but mentally and physically maybe lacks it, so he'd maybe do for like a League One side, maybe a low Championship, but definitely one to look at. Apart from that, you know, all of them are kind of, they're not great. Well, could you say Virgil van Dijk's a youngster? He'll definitely make it the Premier League, you know what I mean, if you can work on a lot of his attributes, you know, there is the chance he'll be a good Premier League player, you know, could maybe get him, not quite to the highest level, but, you know, maybe a Southampton or something, but a lot to work with. And if we go into their under 20s, there'll be a lot more of these young talented players in here. I've seen Paul George turn out pretty decent before, not so good in this one, they've downgraded him a little bit, but there is some good physicals there, and he should make it to lower Championship eventually. Daniel Fisher usually turns out quite good, good tackling, the marking's good, the mental side of things really good, and the physicals are good. He certainly turns into a cracking wee player. Would definitely think he'll make it to at least the Premier League down south in game. I like the look of Ewan O'Connell in this. Again, like Fisher, good physicals, the mentals are okay if you can work on them, and he has a decent basics of what you need for a centre back. He is only 18 as well, so over time I think Ewan O'Connell will turn out to be a decent player. Who's the other one that always seems to turn out really good? Joe Thompson, again, I've seen him turn into an £8 million player, so it just depends how he'll turn up in your save, but he's got the raw attributes you want for an attacking midfielder: crossing, the dribbling, the first touch, long shots. Worrying thing is he's passing, but I mean, if you can get him to cross the ball, then you'll have a good winger. It's just a case you don't expect him to be playing for nice short passes. Just get the ball to him, let him dribble at people and get it in the box. So he's decent. Liam Henderson always turns out pretty decent. He's a central midfielder. He's played for Celtic in real life, but a couple of times last season, yep. Again, the stats look pretty poor because they're the black stats, but I mean, if they get up to an 11, you know, he looks like an all-round decent box-to-box player. I think, again, lower Premier League high championship for Henderson. Might be a wee bit more expensive than the rest to get because he's made his debut, but one to look out for, keep an eye on him. Apart from that, I wouldn't recommend really anyone else, but I have seen the likes of Paul McMullen, Aidan McElduff has also made like appearances somewhere, Joe Chalmers always does, so a lot of these players will make it somewhere, but not necessarily at a massive level. I think I've even seen Stuart Finlay, I've had him in Premier League sides in Scotland before, could maybe make the Championship, just really depends how he progresses on your save. So that's Celtic. Next up is Dundee, and I start off straight away, Craig Whiting, without a shadow of a doubt. This kid has the potential. Look at that, at 16 he's got these stats. Honestly, he always seems to get snapped up the Championship of Premier League clubs and then sent out and loan. I've seen him at Liverpool. I would highly recommend getting him while you can at 16 and really just investing time in him, developing him well, and he could potentially turn out to be a good, solid Premier League striker in the future. So he's probably one of the highest recommendable players in the SPL, Craig Whiting, in my opinion. We've got some other decent youngsters. I think Martin Boyle was okay, nothing great. You know, decent for a winger. Stuff he needs to work on, but good physically. Apart from that, there's nobody else that really stood out. Philip Roberts was just pace. Scott Bain, decent goalkeeper. As far as the Dundee under 20s goes, I think they're all kind of just average and meh. There's no one that really stands out there. Dundee United, like every other year, straight away going to recommend John Souttar. I don't think he's as good as last year's, where he obviously got big moves to, like, I think he also went to Arsenal in mine. But I mean, those stats at 17, great physicals, mentals are really good, tackling's good, marking's good. Needs to work on his setting, but again, he's 17. If you get him with the right tutor and the right investment, John Souttar's going to be a solid acquisition to your team. Charlie Telfer again looks alright, good technically, a lot better than he was last year. Mental side of things is okay. Physically, he's not really one of the biggest players in the world, but again, it's down to where you play him. You're going to keep him as a centre mid, you know, you've got options to play him either left or right in midfield, so he's a very versatile youngster, but he is one to look out for, especially in real life. He's looking to replace Ryan Gold. I've heard good things about Scott Smith again. A couple of stats would make him a really decent all-rounder, so I'd maybe look to invest in him. Ian Connolly is again good. He looks alright, you know, there is all these young players that just have the potential to become something decent. And definitely worth putting a wee risk in, a wee 100k there. You might make a good bit of profit. Obviously, I'd even still recommend the likes of Stuart Armstrong. He's 22, but he'll go on to be a good £5-6 million player for somewhere definitely easily lower Premier League in the future. He's a really good player in real life. Great mentals, physically really decent, even technically. You know, if you work on them, you'll be sorted with him. Good player. Everybody knows about Gary Mackay-Steven will be a freebie at the end of the season. Pick him up. You know, he instantly gets up to about £2 million, so you're guaranteed you're going to make profit on him in some way or another. He's a bit inconsistent, I will say that. Shifty is okay. Again, he usually seems to go quite early on, roughly for about his value, £1.8 million. Good all-rounder, good strong, powerful centre-half. Centre-half striker, I don't know why I said centre-half there. Ryan Dow, like in my Rangers save, he turned into like a £3 million striker. And was grabbing goals, so he's maybe even worth an investment at 375k. I don't really rate him in real life if I'm honest, but he's still only 23, so he's still got plenty of time to prove me wrong. Mentally really good, physically decent, and a lot of good attributes, technically as well. And last but not least is Blair Spittle. They picked him up from Queen's Park, where they picked up Andy Robertson from, who now plays for Hull City. He's okay, nothing great, but he is 18, he has came from amateur football, so I mean with full-time training, proper development, I'm sure Blair Spittle will turn into a decent player in this as well. And that's just their first team. I don't know if there is anything under 20s or if I've all put them there. See, Mark Wilson is a bit old. I'm not too familiar with their youth team. I've heard the name Scott Lockhead before, but I don't know how good he'll be. There is a couple of raw attributes there, so you never know how he might turn it. But that's Dundee United for you, and like previous FMs, a lot of good young players. Halton Ackies, now that's an interesting one. Straight away, Stephen Hendry. 19 years of age, and he, if you send him to a left back, I don't know if he'll be as good as Andy Robertson, but he's certainly a lot of potential there, and good physicals, a couple of decent mentals, and technically a really good left back for 19. Again, work with him, he could turn it pretty decent. Other ones here that's always been recommended is Ziggy Gordon, exact same. Can play on the right, can play on the left, can play centre back. Good stats at 21, a good shooter in him. Good play time for him, and he'll turn into a decent player. I've seen him called up for the Polish national squad and becoming a good player for them. And I'd say Ali Crawford as well. He's got a couple of stats that are pretty poor, but a couple of stats that are decent. Scored twice against Motherwell in real life, so there's definitely talent there. He's wanted by a club at the start of this save, ironically Motherwell. But I just feel Ali Crawford, the dribbling's good, the first touch is good, passing's good. He's a good central midfielder. Maybe good for making late runs, PPMs, yep, good for getting forward in that number 10 role. So maybe League 1 Championship kind of player, but he's decent. And the final youngster I'd recommend, Grant Gillespie, central midfield. The stats are not too bad for 22 in the SPL, 70k. You're paying 250k for him. It's part that you want him, but you've got a cracking player there. And that is just their first team. I'm sure there's a lot of talents in the under-20s that I'm not really too familiar with, but yeah, Halanakis are always good for a couple of youngsters. I mean, you say like, oh, he's pretty poor for 22, or he's pretty poor for 19. Remember, this is a team that brought us James McCarthy and James McArthur, at 16 and 17, so I'd definitely like to invest in some Hamilton Academical youngsters. Inverness, there's not too many to say are awesome, like, depending on what you call a youngster. Doran's got potential, he is 23 now, but technically, mentally, physically, he's pretty decent. He always turns out pretty decent in this, gets to the Championship. Graham Shinney, available as a Bosman at the end of his first season, but you can get him for peanuts. Again, good potential. The raw stats are already there. If you need a left back, highly recommend him. Nick Ross I've seen come decent, but I think he's been downgraded in previous seasons. He's a decent all-rounder for central midfield. But the one that stands out for me is definitely Ryan Christie. That's his stats at 19, the son of, I forgot his name, was it Charlie Christie, I believe it was a former Inverness legend. Physically very good at 19, technically pretty decent, and even mentally decent. I mean, it's like, oh, he's got 14s now, but if you get him developing the 15s or 16s, the sky's the limit with his potential. I think he's going to be really good in FM, and one player I'm keen to see just how far he goes in FM. So I definitely recommend him. But that's pretty much it. I think Josh Meekins is okay, but whether it amounts to anything decent remains to be seen. Same with Liam Polworth, I think he's been downgraded for last year. But they're pretty decent. And the under 20s, I don't think there's anyone that massively stands out. Nope. So that's Inverness, a lot of decent players there. Kilmarnock, straight away, Greg Kilty. 17 years of age, doesn't look that great, but honestly, there's that raw potential, good dribbling, crossing, first touch, passing, technique. It's a decent attribute for a winger. You can just work on his physicals and his mentals. He could be a cracking wee acquisition to make. 70k, you're not going to be paying big money for him. And chances are, if you're a big team, you make profit in the future. Robin Muirhead, again, not amazing, but there is stats there to suggest, he could be something decent. And also the same Mark O'Hara, he's been downgraded for last year. Last year he got big moves for a couple of million to Arsenal, I've seen that. Tackling's still decent, the marking's good. But I don't think it'll be as good as last year, but it'll be good enough to make it, I think, at least in the Championship or the Premier League. Even Craig Slater looks like a decent box-to-box midfielder. Again, a lot of stats that could become 11s, 12s, etc, etc. Physically a bit poor, but that'll come over time if you get him on a bit of fitness training. Could keep going. Rory McKenzie again. There's potential there. Decent right winger, versatile. There is raw attributes there that just need a little working on. He could become something decent. You could even recommend Ross Barber. I think he looks really decent in this one. The work rate's good. He's brave. Just need to work maybe I'd say on his fitness and his strength, but he's maybe a good right back. You could maybe turn it a wing back to bomb forward for buttons as well. One I used to sign a lot in previous years, not so much recently. If I can find him, was Chris Johnson. They've got him down here as a mid left. He used to always be an attacking mid right, and I just use him as an inside forward. Capable of producing magic. Again, a lot of attributes there, 14s and 13s that you could easily turn into 15s, 16s. And basically decent SPL standard pulling out, but if you work on him, easily become Championship, Premier League low level class. But that's it in regarding to them. And I think all the good under 20s are in the first team, so that's understandable. After Kilmarnock, we then go to my club Motherwell. I'd love to be biased and give you lots of suggestions, but to be honest, there isn't that many, I'm afraid. Don Thomas is one that's highly rated in real life, but I don't think that's reflected in Football Manager. Crossing and dribbling's okay, but yeah, they've not really hyped him up as much as he is hyped up in real life. Jack Leach, again, he turns it pretty decent because a lot of stats are 9s and 8s and they turn into 10s, 11s. Probably will be decent, could come into a couple of £1 million player, but I'd probably go against signing him. Angle's pretty average, you'll see here. Nothing great about him, again a lot of 9s and 10s, so you never know, he might get him into something decent, but I would sincerely doubt it. Carswell's a decent ball-winning midfielder over time, or a deep-lying playmaker. There is stats there that Carswell usually turns it pretty decent in the game. Our keeper Twarzig turns it really good, he always gets a big move, so maybe look at him again. You say they're 10s, 8s, 9s. They'll turns into 11s and 12s, and he'll look like a good all-round goalkeeper. But the one I'd say that Motherwell that really is the one to go for would be Lee Irwin, without a shadow of doubt in this game. 20-year-old to start with, he's just come back for damaged knee cartilage. Good finishing, good passing, can hold the ball up well. He's a big guy, so you could use him as a target man, but generally 2 seasons in he tends to be Motherwell's main guy, and I've seen him go to Rangers and other saves. He's been worth 6-7 million, played for Scotland. He'll definitely easily make it Championship, lower Premier League, and you'll get him for absolutely buttons. As far as under 20s go, none of them have really been reflected well in this game. Even Chris Cadden, pretty average. If you had to sign someone, it just depends how it works out in your game. I'd say Craig Moore. But that's his stats now, and he's coming back for a cruciate ligament injury, so they're going to decrease even more the key time in his development. But we'll see, you never know. So moving on from Motherwell, we now are at Partick Thistle. Straight away Liam Lindsay, I had him when I was at Thistle. He's pretty decent at SPFL level already, and his stats are only going to get better and better. Apart from that, the other one that stood out was Stuart Bannigan, 21, decent ball-winning midfielder, and he's got the potential to turn into a solid Championship player. Christy Elliott's okay, again. He's pretty similar though, I would say, to Stevie Lawless. Again, at 23, decent, left-sided player, can play on the right and cut inside, good dribbler, nippy wee player, and he's pretty decent, he'll do quite well for himself. And even Stephen O'Donnell at right wing back, again, the stats are there, and there's the potential to become that Championship Premier League player. Ross County, don't really know much about, to be honest, because they keep chopping and changing their team every year. Normally I'd say Graham Carey, but he's 25. Toshney's been okay over the years, the former Celtic youngster. There's a good range of stats that suggest he'll become something decent. Good tackling, passing, but I think you need to work on his mentals pretty quickly since he is 22. Apart from that, I've heard good things about Jervis, but same again. And Jackson Irvine, the loanee for Celtic, just isn't progressing quite as well as people would have hoped. If there's none in the first team, I highly doubt there's going to be anyone in their reserves. St Johnstone, they've got a few, and I definitely say the likes of Scott Brown is definitely one of them. Good attributes there. I can't be right, he's not a former Motherwell player. And I need to have a Bradford kit, I don't know. But he is pretty decent. He's definitely one that I'd recommend. Also there you get Liam Caddis, he looks pretty decent. And a decent all-rounder there, so I'm happy with that. Apart from that, I'd say Michael Harlan even. And in under 20s, again, there's not really much there. And we go on to St Mirren next, where I've actually selected the senior squad. You'll be able to see a selection of players here. And straight away, I would definitely recommend John McGinn at St Mirren. I think, like his brothers, Stephen and what was his other one? I can't remember the other name of his brother, check his information. Stephen and Paul. Paul's pretty decent at Dundee, but maybe not quite to the level of him and Stephen. As I say, Stephen McGinn, pretty decent at Sheffield United, but John McGinn, 19 years of age, probably the biggest potential, great physicals already, mentally very good, and even technically, there's a lot he could improve in, but definitely enough there to say he could be a decent Championship, probably Premier League player. I'd say definitely would do it at the Old Firm, definitely at Celtic down the line, but in game he's certainly one for the future. Jason Naismith looks okay. Again, only 19. There's a lot of decent attributes there that say he could be a decent wee right back in the future. Could cover at centre half as well. If anything, it's just sorting out a couple of stats and then he should be fine. But good determination means he'll work hard. And apart from that, there is other ones like Ross Caldwell's had kind of recommendations here and there. I'd still recommend Kenny McLean. How he's still at St Mirren I'll never know. Is a cracking wee player in real life. Good central midfielder. Definitely lower Premier League Championship standard here. You know, that passing could become a 15-16. Good finishing, free kick taking. So he's a good set piece player. Good long shots. Maybe could use a bit more in the mental side of things, but even physically, if you get him a wee bit of muscle, he should be fine. So that's it for the top tier of Scottish football. Well, there's a few in the Championship. We'll start off at Rangers, since they're obviously the biggest team in the Championship. Without a shadow of doubt, Lewis McLeod. Do not care who you go, sign him. Just honestly, just sign him. A great all-rounder. I mean, that's him just at the start of the game. I've took him to Valencia. I've had him with Sheffield United last year. Took him in the Premier League. More than good enough, especially if you get him the right shooter in, give him enough game time. At Rangers, he's your best player, and literally is really good in the future. We'll get Scotland caps, no doubt, and yeah, just sign him. You get him for like 300k as well. Other ones I'd recommend at Rangers is a bit of an aging first team squad. Fraser Aird's pretty decent. Could work on his mental side of things, but technically pretty decent. Physically, he's fast, but you can work on his strength. They're more solo players for the under 20s. There's quite a few there. Ross Lyon is one that turns out very good in the future. I mean, at 16, there's some decent base stats there to turn into a good player. On the wing, working his physicals, definitely work a bit technically. A few mentals there to say he could be a decent player. The McCrory brothers, I've heard good things about Robbie. His stats don't look good, but I hear he turns out very good in game. One I've always tended to go with, if I can find him, was always Luca Gasparotto. Again, good determination. He's got the good key attributes for a centre half. Just need to work on his kind of mental side of things and maybe a bit physically. But he turns out pretty good and was one of my best players in an old Rangers save as well. Other players that will maybe turn out decent. Callum Gallagher, there's a wee bit of potential there. Mentally he's atrocious, but physically and technically could get somewhere. And then maybe other ones that if I had to recommend, I'd maybe say Craig Halkett. Again, a few decent stats there that stand out. And even the likes of, was it Darren Ramsey? I think it was either Darren Ramsey or Ryan Hardy that turned it pretty decent. Yeah, Hardy looks decent, there's decent potential there. Again, a couple of mentals could become decent stats. Technically he's okay, physically pretty good for a 17-year-old. I can't think, Tom Walsh as well, I think turned out pretty decent, but not so much in this one. Apart from Rangers, in the Championship, of course, you've got Falkirk. Falkirk don't have much left. They also had Conor McGrandles, but he's went to Norwich. So the one I'd say the standout at the moment would either be Craig Sebald. Again, a couple of good stats there to say. Could be a decent Championship player in the future. Can play on the left, can play centrally. Good wee player. But if not him, I would definitely 110% if I can find him. And honestly, I can't find him there. He's there. Blair Alston, he just was unreal in last year's FM. A lot of stats that are 10s could become 11s again. I think he's a good number 10. I think it was last year's FM one season he scored like 17 goals from the number 10 position. Unbelievable. As in the top tier, so I think he could easily make the Championship. And just depending on how he turns out, you never know, he could make a Premier League player. Apart from Falkirk, we also have Cowdenbeath. Cowdenbeath have Lewis Milne. Again, was good in last year, pretty similar again this year. If you treat him well, help him train him well, develop him well, then he is going to turn into a decent wee tidy player, should easily make it the Championship as well. I'm trying to think if there's anyone else here that's at Cowdenbeath. Nope. And apart from that, just Hearts and Hibs to cover. Hearts, well, could be here all day. Jordan McGee, 17, was part of my team last year. Good tackling and marking's okay, physicals are fine for 17, just need to work on the technical side of him. Apart from that, Callum Patterson's always going to be decent in FM. Definitely look to get him, versatile. He doesn't look that great, but trust me, he'll turn into a £3-4 million player. Kevin McHatty's pretty decent for a left back, and he's only 20. Again, a lot of time on his side, good potential. Definitely work with him. Tackling's decent start, passing, marking. Good physicals, just work on his technicals. Also say Jason Holt. Jason Holt always turned out decent for me. He looks really poor, but if you work with him, trust me, he turns into a star. I made like £6 million off him last year. He is really good in this. And last but not least, well, I'd probably even say Danny Wilson, but I don't really think he's a hot prospect. You can still pick him up for peanuts, and he's already at most of the key stats you'll want, so definitely say him. But the last but not least one, I'd definitely say Jamie Walker. He's been downgraded for last year, but he was outstanding on that left, cutting in, he's dribbling, if you're working he's finishing his first touch, stuff like that, then he'll be a tidy wee player. I'm just going to shake it Brad Mackay. I'd even recommend Brad. He's not as good as he previously was, but pretty decent as well. Apart from that, at Aberdeen, I don't think there's much there. Alex Harris has been downgraded a little bit. He was pretty poor. A good talent in real life. Apart from that, I'd maybe say Jordan Forster. Again, downgraded a little bit, but a pretty decent prospect in general. And maybe even Jason Cummings. He's only 18. A couple of technical stats you want. You just need to really work on some physicals and some mentals. So that's it, guys. That's pretty much all the players I'd recommend from the SPFL if you're just wanting this youngster that's going to come through, maybe for buttons and you want to make profit on them, or you want somebody that can contribute and maybe do your turn in the Championship, get you into the Premier League, or in some cases maybe even do it in the Premier League. So thanks for tuning in, guys. It was a long video. It's probably the longest one I've done yet, and hopefully you'll see a couple of these players and think, I'm going to sign them. So until next time, this is 21 Maxwell. I'll speak to you again real soon. Bye bye.